first time to meet me, and I meet you, except you, I think. It's not the first time. So, my name is Suhrob. I'm a specialist since 2006, and I'm in Tajikistan right now, doing some trainings, doing some workshops, and so on. Today we are going to talk about virtualization. Do you know what is virtualization?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it? Simply. Okay. Just wait. What we are going to do, I just talk in English, and you are free to talk in Russian, in English, Tajik, Chinese, German, I don't know, Danish, whatever you want. You can talk in any language which you are free and fine. And I will reply in English. Okay. About virtualization. What is virtualization? Okay, what is virtualization? Yeah.
Virtualization сложный день является самым перспективным альтернативой, который, по сути, сэкономить, может сэкономить, во-первых, экономия, масштаб, преимущество виртуализации это масштабность, экономия и доступность.
Что это такое? Своими словами. Виртуализация.
Виртуализация можно, если некий компьютер, в компьютере можно установить виртуализацию. Есть компания, которая производит виртуализацию, это Citrix.
Что доступность, да, не важно.
Okay, what else? What is virtualization? It was perfect. What is it? Any idea?
Базовой ключик. Virtualizatsiya ya'ni masalan bazovni یک کامپیوتر یک سروری با قطعی هست که در اونجا چند سرورهای دیگر رو میتونیم نصب کنیم.
بتونه.
No one? Any idea? Okay. What you see here is simple description or brief description about virtualization. What is virtualization? It's simply running several machines in one machine, in the very simple form, the most basic form. It gives you some possibilities to do some stuff which you cannot do with one single machine. Simply, you can run several machines or several virtual machines on one computer or distributed over several. Okay, why do we need it? First of all, it's cost effective. Do you know the meaning of cost effective?
Cost effective,
It's cost effective. Okay. For instance, you have 10 different servers, different platforms, different kind of memory, CPU, and so on, and you can virtualize all of your servers into one or two servers. So it's cost effective. You don't need to pay for electricity, for cooling, for maintenance, and so on. It makes your total cost of ownership lower and gives you some cost-effective options. Second one is about energy-efficient computing. Okay, what is it? In old days, I don't know, back in the 1960s or 70s, computers was huge, big, and power-hungry. It was like one industry of, I don't know, creating tires or something would consumed less energy than one computer because it was very old and very, it was like first generation of computer. There was several lamps and some other electrical stuff. It was power hungry and so on. Nowadays you can do almost 10,000 times more things in one computer, even in your telephone. Your telephone is, I don't know, 10,000 times or 15,000 times more powerful than the first computer that made. Okay. Thanks. What does virtualization deliver? What can we get from virtualization? Now you already know what is virtualization. What can we get? what does virtualization offer to you? Benefits or advantages.
Partajoj virtualizacija, naravno, čisto, naravno, Ne, čisto što ustana. Čito da ne kao.
In technical terms, for instance, what can we get from virtualization? What benefits or what advantages virtualization can provide?
Kazan.
مثلا اکانومی خوبی با
Uh-huh.
یا اکانومی جو
Uh-huh.
و اکانومی سرور ها
Uh-huh.
مثلا یک سرور میو یک سرور به 10 سرور دیگر نه فیزیکی 10 سرور
Okay. Anything else?
Еще экономия денег.
Again.
Занимает.
Okay.
صرفای مبلغ
She'll translate.
Экономия денег.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Efficiency.
Yeah, cost efficiency. Okay. So, what the most important thing that the most useful one, in my opinion, is consolidation. Do you know the meaning of consolidation? Consolidation. Okay, same in Russian. I think it's same in Russian. In Russian, it's called consolidation.
To oczywiście ta jam kardam, da?
Okay, it's the first benefit of virtualization. You can simply consolidate the workload for reducing the power, reducing the space, and reducing maintenance costs, and so on. Second one, you can run multiple operating systems, different architectures, different platform, different version on a single computer. So there is no reason to have an old computer for Windows 2098 something, one new powerful hardware for running Windows Server 2003, 2010, whatever, or very huge computer for running Unix server, whatever. You can put all of them in one single machine. And especially it's important in enterprise because large companies, mid-size or large-size companies, always trying to reduce their costs to make their business run more efficient and waste the less amount of money and less amount of energy. Okay, again, what does virtualization could deliver? First one is running legacy software. Do you know the meaning of legacy? Okay, legacy softwares. You already have a software from 2001 or 1998 or something.
old software
Yeah. I will explain how it's working with virtualization. You have one program from 2001, almost 13 years ago. You have one from 1981, I don't know, 23 years ago, something, 32 years ago. And you want to run these applications, okay? You already have them and your business is depending on these applications. You simply do virtualization. You don't need old computers. You don't need Pentium 2, Pentium 3, Pentium 1, whatever. You can simply put it in a virtual machine and run it more effectively. Okay. Second one is called migration. Migrating the workload. What is workload? This is the meaning. It's called workload. For instance, you have one server which is not so busy. You use about 20% of CPU from one server, 80% from another server. You can simply do virtualization and distribute the workload between these two servers. So both servers will have 50%, 50% here and 50 here. Same happening in one box. For instance, my drawing is a little bit bad, but I hope I can explain it to you. Okay, what you see here is one server, for instance, 4 units, gets a rack measuring, 4 units server with 3.2 gigahertz of frequency for CPU and 6 cores. You can even put memory here, for instance, we have 16 gigabyte of memory. Okay, you are working with one application which is only running on Windows NT. Do you know what is Windows NT? Did you ever work with that? Did you use that before?
Sistema operațională Windows între este un pic complicat.
Yeah, it's a little bit old, and I think none of you have worked with that before. It's, I can say it's the first official server from Microsoft, which is designed to be server operating system, and it's called NT for, I don't know, new technology or network technology or something. Yeah. Actually, it's old operating system, and you cannot run Windows 8 NT anymore. It's old. You cannot run it now. It does not detect your, I don't know, North Bridge. It does not detect your processor, motherboard, anything. You cannot use that right now. But you have one application which is working on NT. What you can do is simply get one server. It doesn't matter, desktop, server, whatever you can get. You simply run some virtualization application or some special virtual environment, and you can run all of these operating systems at the same time, simultaneously. What is it in Russian? Simultaneously. At the same time.
Одновременно.
Okay, so you see we have Windows 98, which is obsolete, which is impossible to run anymore. We have Linux 2.6, it's new with 2K8, it's 2008 server, it doesn't matter, data center whatever. Here we have, for instance, FreeBSD box, Windows NT, Linux 2.6. And all of these operating systems share the same resource, share same amount of memory, amount of processor, and something. For instance, for this one, you can say, I just want to have 512 megabyte of memory, just dedicated to this operating system. This one, for instance, is running a DNS server. I need 2 gigabytes of memory here. For instance, you are running 2 Linux boxes, each of them consume 1 gigabyte and whatever. Okay, here is about workload and also it gives fault tolerance. Do you know what is fault tolerance?
Устойчивый к прибыванию к ошибкам.
Отказов.
Отказом еще устойчивый.
Can someone explain the fault tolerance? What is fault tolerance?
Отказоустойчивый куфтан.
Şöyle davat izboi, yagun çi meclisat mali. İnformasyon akar çi zaştan olsun. Davat izboi yagun.
Okay, I will explain what is a fault tolerance and you will understand.
بعد شوار يوم مطابق شده میشه چی میشه؟
Do you know what is a power grid? Power grid. Okay, you have power grid is power or electricity system inside each city, inside each country or something. And simply what you get is, I don't know, one wall connector or something, or you get, I don't know, 3 different lines of electricity in your home. Okay, what's going on? In the background, for instance, the wall socket is here. Here is the wall, and here is the socket. Okay. Behind that, it's very complicated. There is one power station here, another one is here, another one is here, another one maybe here, and they're all connected together. They're connected like this. So, and in the end, you get 2 lines into the wall connector. Okay, one of them fades, right? One of them fades. This one fades. Still you have the electricity, right? Because others are working. This one failed, okay? Still you have. This one failed, still you have. All of your points, all of your fault tolerance nodes get failed. It's working like RAID. Do you know what is a RAID?
Yes, yes.
It's like, if fault tolerance, for instance, is like
Raid massive. Random.
RAID 1 or RAID 10. Do you know what is a RAID 1?
Yes.
What is it? How it's working?
توجیکی بگم.
Raid usually used in servers.
Uh-huh. Yeah. How it's working? how it's working internal, I mean, in the hardware level. In the
درصد تجهیزات چی کار
یکش رید یک چه کار
رید خیلی شد.
مثلا یک جز 2500 گیگابایت ها باید دیگه جز 2500 گیگابایت ها زیرکای نه اولا کپی کردن مثلا یک جز اصلا باید دارد
یک اینفورماسیون رو تقسیم
در دو جا
در دو جا.
Okay, 2 hard drives gives you one RAID 1 array. It's RAID 1, it's called mirroring. So, A in hard drive A in hard drive B. If this one fails, still you have your files. It's called kind of fault tolerance. It's like having more than one point of failure. If one of them fails, another one is good. Okay, redundancy. What is it in Russian? It's like fault tolerance.
Что надо?
избыток.
чрезмерность.
Да.
Okay, you know that.
Чрезмерность.
It's like fault tolerance, but a little bit complicated and different in technical terms. Okay, why virtualization? The most important reason about virtualization is TCO. It's called total cost of ownership. As you see here, it will reduce your TCO. It's very, very important in case of business. And it's one of the most major things which you should focus when you are working in enterprise grade or mid-level businesses. Can someone explain TCO? It's about business. Actually, it's not related to IT, but some of you may already know that.
اساسا مبلغ‌گذاری که می‌شود تا کدام اندازه مبلغ‌گذاری ثمره بخش است برای شرکت. прибыль نه تا کدام اندازه مبلغی که مثلا صاحب ملکی همون تجهیزاتی که شما کامپیوتری که خریدید تا کدام اندازه شما رو ثمره‌مند استفاده می‌برید. این مبلغی که صرف کرده همون جواب بپوشن ارزشی که ارزش همون به دست میاره و هم مبلغ جواب بپوشن.
You understood?
Yes.
It's clear? So the
مثلا اگر ما 40 نوتبوک خریدیم اگر همگی 40 مکتب بچه از وی استفاده برای هفته یک ساعت ما هیچ وقت خراجات خودمون پوشانده نمیتونم چون که این هر یک نوتبوک میتواند که مثلا هر روز اگر یک ساعتی به 7 مکتب باشه و 6 مکتب باشه دسترس باشه.
Okay, it's clear? Okay, one example of, another example is called OPEX. Operating expenses. Cost of operating, how much it costs you to run your servers, run your, I don't know, network. One of them is visible, one of them is obvious, another one is hidden. For instance, obvious one is paying the electricity. Every month you get the bill, you get the invoice of electricity. For power, for electricity, from power stations or power grids companies. So this one will reduce the OPEX, operating expenses. Can you show me one example of OPEX in your life, in your business, in your, I don't know, home even?
جواب میسواد آوردن میتونه رسایی که واقعی مثلا چی از مکتب باشه چی از خانه باشه خراجات فعالیتی که
For instance, in home you have one TV, you have, I don't know, receiver, satellite receiver, whatever. You have music player, you have fridge, you have washing machine, and so on. And 8 lamps, okay? Each of them has a cost. For instance, having a lamp on for 1 hour costs you, I don't know, maybe $1, for instance. Using washing machine for 1 hour will cost you $5. Using fridge for 10 hours costs you $2, like this. And when you put all of them together, you have like...
себестоимость.
Understood? Okay, total cost and amount of money which you spend for operating these devices. Saving money, again, it will help you to save money on server equipments. You don't need to buy 10 different servers. You don't need, I don't know, 100 servers, same servers. You can get 10 servers and run virtualization. 10 multiplied by 10 gives you 100. So instead of having 100 1-unit server, it's like this. Each of them has 400 kilowatt power supply and so on, and it's power consuming and cost. It's not cost effective. You can get 10 servers, which gives you like this. For instance, if you run virtualization, one server can do 10 different servers inside. You have 10 servers, each of them has 10 servers inside. In the end, you have 100 servers. Do you know what is OS template? Do you ever work with that? Or template? Do you know the template?
Shadow.
Can you tell me some example about template?
مثلا از یه خود ترگیر از CMS جمله شباب دارش.
Okay, why do we use template?
It's the view of the site.
Yes. Yes. Okay, what is the biggest advantage of template?
It's simple to create a
Simple and fast, okay? It's very simple and very fast. Same as virtualization. For instance, this one is very good example in case of software development companies. For instance, one example can be, I don't know, Facebook, for instance. I don't know, Skype or whatever. All software companies or software providers have virtual systems, most of them, almost all of them. And they have templates, okay? Like template for website, you have template for operating system. You don't need to waste your time for 6 hours to install Windows NT, for instance. You don't need to waste your time on installing Linux 2.6 and answer 16 questions, for instance, during the installation. Yes, no IP address, and so on. You simply create one template for your company, and you duplicate, you copy that template over.
It's like having image.
Exactly, it's image. Yeah.
Obraz, obraz uстановка
Okay. For instance, you want to run Windows 2008 server, you want to run another Windows 2008 server, one of them for DB, one of them for web server, okay? You create one image, one main image of Windows server. One of them will be DB, another one will be web server. With 2 clicks, you can get your server up and running. You click on duplicate, you click on, for instance, start. You will have one computer or 2 servers at the same time working. Okay. Here is an example of consolidation. Consolidation means this one. You have server racks, you know the rack. Yeah, right. It's okay. For instance, mostly there are 36 units this size, or there are small or network racks on the wall. Yeah. Different sizes, okay. Each rack has servers inside or network devices inside. Here's an example about migrating from 100 Sun Fire servers with 880, it's 880. It's very powerful server, but a little bit old. For instance, this server is still in use in Tajikistan, in ISP, in telephone companies, communication providers. They have, I don't know, maybe hundreds of these servers. It's old. This server is like, having one of these servers is like heater. Do you know what is a heater? In winter you use that for making the room warmer.
Yes.
Okay? Heater.
To get warm.
Yeah, to get warm. This server is actually a heater which can do some application work. It's supposed to be a server, but it's a heater. Okay. It's good server, but old. First of all, it's heavy. Heavy in case of energy, in case of heat generation, and so on. And second, it's obsolete. There is no support anymore. This server is created in 2002, I think. There is no support. If your power supply fails, if your RAM fails, whatever, you cannot find them anymore. They're obsolete.
Obsolete.
Okay? You can replace 100 servers with 17 servers. Okay? In the beginning, you have 100 or 100, and in the end, you have 17. It's fine, isn't it? It's good. First of all, you don't need to pay so much for electricity. Second, it makes your job and your life easier. You don't need to check these servers, these 100 servers, monitor them, pay some administration fee for checking and maintaining and so on. Okay, first example is reducing the space. You know the meaning of space.
Yes.
100 servers is like 10 server racks starting from here, actually from here. Okay? 100 servers. If you turn on these servers, you cannot stand in the room. If they do, okay, first because of sound, second because of heat. You cannot stay there. Really.
Ağuzaş balan, ama var.
50 data centers rack. Enterprise racks, 36 units, like this size. It takes 50 racks. Okay? 100 servers, 50 racks. It will be like this room. Even now, you cannot fit in this room. But if you buy 17 new servers, you can put in one single rack. Okay? You have 2 server rooms here and next one, for instance. You can make that simple like zip, you know, like archiving, like compressing actually. You compress them, consolidate them into one single rack. You will have your servers like this, from here to here. And all of them are working even faster. Okay, BTU. In Russian, there is another abbreviation for this one. It's amount of heat. Heat in Russian. H-E-A-T. Okay? 660,000 BTU. You know? You can make, I don't know, bakery or something.
Barbecue.
BTU, what does it stand for? BTU stands for?
BTU, I cannot exactly remember. It's
something temperature unit or something?
exactly, it's about temperature, but it has a measure. It's like temperature per hour, not per hour, but per some consuming. Exactly, I cannot remember. But mostly it's used as BTU. For instance, 10 BTU for case, for desktop computer, something. This one is like brick. Do you know how brick is created?
Brick.
Brick. How do they make it? How do they create it? You can say Russian, Tajik, I don't know. English.
میپزن خیشتی پختگی هستی لوی میکنن گیل بعد پچکا میمونن میپزن
Okay?
خیر
This BTU is more than the BTU which is used in that case. Okay? So,
درجه استحصال میشود خارج میشود از اون گرمی حتی پختن هیچ هم بالاتر است.
you understood?
Yes.
You can make bricks with your data center. I don't know. You can bring chicken there or something. You can create fried chicken. Yeah. Cook. You can cook, you know. And without proper air conditioning, your server room will explode even, burning after several minutes. Second. And if you look at this number, you will understand why it's very important. $200,000 per year. And it's only about electricity. And ignoring the cost of cooling. Cost of cooling is that one. Cost of using that one, air conditioner. Okay?
تنها در صرفی برای برق خریدن همین قدر پول صرف میشه.
Okay?
$200,000 برای خود سرور با کار در آوردن. سرور کار میکنه. به خنودی به وای ادمنستریتور فقط پولی سرور کار میکنه برق میگیرد. تمام.
به virtualization.
به هیچی.
You can and also ignoring cost of heating.
Exactly. Ignoring the cost of cooling, which is 2 times more than this. Because air conditioner is more power consuming than the server itself.
Yeah.
How it's working? You have 100 servers. It costs you, for instance, $500,000 per year. In each year, it costs you $500,000. If you do the virtualization and consolidation, you will pay $300,000. Okay, $200,000 more effective. You can spend the $200,000 for buying, I don't know, a car.
صرفه مبلغ.
And ignore the cost of cooling. It means you are not using any air conditioner, okay? Now,
اگر
take one big, I don't know, plate or something, you do like this and make your servers more cool like this. Okay, or use water. You simply get tube and do like this and make it. Okay. Goal or destination? You know the meanings?
با مقصد رسیدن.
Virtualization is not the goal. And it's not the destination.
این هدف مقصد virtualization نیست و نقطه آخری هم نیست.
Understood?
Yes.
It's one of the biggest mistakes ever made in case of virtualization. I've had some clients, some companies, even experienced administrator came in for consultation and they asked me, we are going to virtualize some servers. And in the beginning, I asked them, stop, just wait. Why you are going to do it? And they look at me and say, you are doing it for virtualization. For virtualization, you know. There is no for virtualization. It's absolutely wrong. You cannot say like this. For
یعنی virtualization خود روان است، پروسس است، نه اینکه مقصد میگویید.
it's wrong, you know. Every time you end up with this answer, it's wrong. You are doing it wrong and you should not even start because it will fail. You have to change that. You have to change this one to this one.
With for the virtualization.
Okay? Why you are doing the virtualization? Because with virtualization, we can reduce the total cost of ownership. We don't need to pay for electricity so much. We don't need to pay for cooling and so on. So, it's not the goal itself. You are not going to virtualize because of virtualize. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And you can say it's strategic goal, you know. You can say it helps you in case of strategy or long-term business strategy to reduce the cost, to make your job and make your business more valuable. And it's not a destination, it's a journey. The meaning of journey.
روان است.
It's a process, it's not a target. You're not going to get the virtualization. You're going with virtualization. It's not the end, it's just during the process. Okay, now it's a little bit more technical. Till now it was all about the concept, theory and how the virtualization is working. Here what you see is technical, and I think it's new for you. Did you ever work with virtualization technology like, I don't know, any case? It can be VirtualBox, VMware, Microsoft Virtual PC, anything.
VMware.
VMware. Okay, what do you do with the VMware?
We install Windows. Virtual operation.
Inside your operating system, right? So your OS is working, your main OS is working. Inside that, you run virtual operating system. Okay, anyone else?
بچه‌ها کسی شبکه سازی نمی‌کنه شما این کارو کردی است.
کسی یگان برنامه، یگان اپلیکیشن، یگان نمودی virtualization استفاده بودگی یا که میدوند نامش یا که خوندگی.
Anything.
فرض کردید در داخل ویندوز شما لینوکس
Did you use that before?
Yes, Hyper-V.
Any case, okay, Hyper-V is virtualization technology from Microsoft. It's okay.
Citrix.
Citrix Zen server is virtualization. Hyper-V. Yeah, Hyper-V. Okay. Anything else? Any other case? Any other example? Microsoft Virtual Machine.
Well, what a place.
Yeah, you are right. It's virtualization. Okay. About the meanings and terms. Three important terms here are hypervisor, which I will explain. Another one is host, another one is guest. Host and guest, you know the meanings?
Host, yes,
It's like administrator and guest.
Okay, you are sitting, your uncle or aunt call you, we are going to your home. Okay, see you. You are host, they are guest. They come to your home.
So it's for us or remote?
It's hosting and guesting. Okay, they come to your home and okay. And hypervisor. When you run Windows operating system, for instance, which Windows you are using? Which operating system you are using?
Linux.
Which distribution?
Linux, Ubuntu,
Ubuntu, okay.
and
SUSE, OpenSUSE actually. Because it's important to know, say them correctly. When you say SUSE, it can be SUSE Enterprise or SUSE OpenSUSE. They're different, they're not the same. Okay. I can say it in case of Windows or Linux, it doesn't matter. Sorry for my fail drawing. It's as a root in my childhood. Okay. Here's the display. Okay, 21 inches. Here you have okay? In your computer, you have Windows 7, okay? And inside that, you have Ubuntu 14 or any other operating system. You can change them. For instance, your desktop is Ubuntu 14. Inside that, you have Windows 7. It doesn't matter. You can change them. How can you find which one is the host and which one is the guest? We have easy way and hard way. Which one do you want?
Windows 7 is host and guest is Ubuntu.
Exactly. I can tell you how to find the host operating system, okay? Which operating system boots first in your computer? You turn on your computer, you see that operating system.
Windows 7.
No.
Windows 7.
In this case, for instance. In this case, it's Windows.
Windows 7.
First, you boot the Windows, and then you start the Ubuntu inside the Windows. So, Windows 7, in this case, is host. And Ubuntu or another operating system, we call them guest. Okay. So, you know the host and guest.
Yes.
But you don't know what is the hypervisor.
It's VirtualBox.
Aha, exactly. In this case, it's VirtualBox. In Russian, I think hypervisor is hypervisor, same. Same?
Yes.
Okay. Something between them, okay? This one is Ubuntu. This one is Win 7. And this one hypervisor. Okay? How can we find what is the hypervisor? It simply connects the guest and host. Okay? Run the guest inside the host computer. As you see here, you can call that VMM. or hypervisor. They are same. Virtual machine monitor or hypervisor is a piece of software, firmware, or hardware that create and run virtual machines. So, three important things about hypervisor. First of all, it's application, firmware, or hardware. Okay? It can be one single application like VirtualBox. It can be a firmware like special virtualization hardware from Sun, from, I don't know, I think from Citrix. They have their own hardware. There is no OS like Ubuntu, Windows, something to run virtual machines. They do it on hardware, especially on the hardware, on chips. And hardware, okay, as you see, that create and run the virtual machine. So in this case, your hypervisor is application.
application, software application or hardware related.
I can tell you, in the most cases, in 95 up to 98% of cases, you will use software for virtualization because hardware virtualization is extremely expensive and not existing everywhere. It's limited to some special company and countries. And about the firmware, it's close to hardware. They are like working with each other and different with software. And about the guest and host, you already know. The computer which is running one or more virtual machines host, and each virtual machine inside that computer is guest. So this one is guest and that one is host. This one is exactly technical, and it's the most important thing which you should know before you start the virtualization. We have two different types of virtualization, two main types of virtualization. First one is type 1 and second one is type 2. Please read it by yourself, and after that I will explain what is type 1 and what is type 2. Can you read that?
خونده بتونی؟
Okay.
نویسته گیریم بچه روشکه نداشته باشه خود
بچه کی میخواد فهمونه کی کلام میخوره نفهمونه چی فرق داره نه یکم از من
Did you understand what is the difference? Anyone else? What is the difference between type 1 and type 2?
First is the hardware and second the software.
همین حالا مثالی که از سهراب آوردم در تخته سیم و کلام کی باش درست میشه؟ مثال اینجا آوردم تیپ یک است یا دو؟
تیپ یک ای دو
کی میگه دو است کی میگه یک است؟ تیپ دویم است نه؟
Okay, why the first?
Because Windows 7 is the host.
Conventional
Okay.
operating system just تیپ دو است نه؟
Exactly, it's type 2. Okay, you said it by yourself. Windows 7 is host. As you see, host 2.
نه.
Host is going to type 2. Type 1 is a special kind of virtualization, which in most cases you are not working with. In most cases. You may go to some companies, they are using type 1 virtualization. They get expensive box from Oracle or some other companies to run type 1 virtualization. This one is running exactly on the hardware, okay? There is no Windows 7 which is running Ubuntu. There is no Ubuntu which is running Windows 7, okay? There is no operating system, nothing. It's the hardware which...
physical.
It's like hardware, but on top of the hardware, there are some special applications for separating virtual machines. Type 1 is related to...
Sorry. Conventional operating system is one. Conventional یعنی انانی. اپراتور سیستم انانی چیست؟ مقرری. چیش شما استفاده الان هو در محیط در شرایط ما تیپ یک هم ما نمیتونیم نداریم.
قیمتی باید شرایط نیست.
استفاده برده نمیکنه.
Okay, some examples. Someone tells you about virtualization and says, in our company we are using virtualization. And you ask, what kind of virtualization? You simply say, we are running Red Hat Enterprise. So it's type 2. Simply say we are running Hyper-V, type 2. VMware Server, not ESX. It's type 2. We are running Zen, it's type 2. And type 1 in some cases. But if you have heard about Citrix Zen Server or VMware ESXi,
It's Taiwan, yes?
it's exactly type 1. It's ESXi, okay? It's type 1. There is no operating system on this environment. Actually, it's an operating system by itself, but it's very complicated operating system. It's not like running Windows, like running Solaris, FreeBSD, something. It's type 1 virtualization, and it's expensive, especially it's expensive. Second one is type 2, which you already know. VirtualBox, I don't know, Hyper-V, VMware, Zen, KVM, all other virtualization options. And here you see the picture. You can draw that, you can find that on internet. I can give you the picture from slideshow, or I don't know, do whatever. But this picture is the best picture for explaining types, in my opinion. I have several different pictures, but this one is really simple. Okay, I start with type 2 first. Type 2 or hosted. Hardware is here, your physical server. It doesn't matter, desktop, laptop, server, whatever. And here is the OS. On top of the hardware, it's Windows 7, I don't know, Microsoft Windows Server, it's like Ubuntu, whatever, Red Enterprise. Here you have the hypervisor, VirtualBox, VMware Workstation, KVM, something. And on top of that, you have the target operating system. Okay, count. How many levels do we have? First one, second one, third one, and fourth one. We have 4 levels. Actually, in some cases, we do not count the hardware, or we do not count the OS. So at least you have 3 levels. And here in type 1, there is the hardware, and on top of that, hypervisor, and on top of that, OS. So there is no OS to OS connection at all. There is no hypervisor between OS. OS is connected to hardware in this case. OS, hypervisor, and hardware. This one is very fast. And as you see here, it's called native. Do you know the meaning? Native. It's like when you virtualize, there is no difference between virtualization and physical installation. Okay?
به میونرا فهمیدی؟ خدا میری از سر زمین میکنی میگیری همه خیلی خودی
Nothing is emulated, nothing is simulated, everything is real. Everything is on hardware. Network card is not emulated, CPU is not emulated, and so on. Next one. Q&A. It's not finished, it's just beginning. Presentation is finished. Now it's time for question and answer. You can ask again in any language which you are comfortable with and you're
برای بیشتری باید چیزی نبود. شخصا برای من بیشتری نبود از کردن. سوال باشه. سوال.
As much as you ask questions, you will learn more. If you don't ask any question, you will learn nothing. It's very simple. So, if you have any question, even a little bit related to virtualization, you are free to ask. Everything. You can ask about running Android, I don't know, Ubuntu, running, compiling OS X application on Windows, everything which can be related to virtualization.
So, Rob, our providers, all of them have virtualization?
It's a good question. I can tell you, because of lack of specialists in this sphere, unfortunately, they are not using virtualization, but they are planning to migrate their servers, and some of them already did, about 20 up to 40% of their servers, but not all of them. As I said, there are some specialists it's not good to say there is no specialist, but there are very few. I don't know, maybe in each company there is only one specialist who can run a virtualization. Really, not just for creating, who can create, maintain, and keep it up and running. And companies are going to use virtualization because it's impossible to have a data center or server farms without virtualization. You can run your laptop without virtualization, but in case of server, you have to use it. Okay, questions?
Except servers where we can use virtualization. Except servers.
Each servers?
No, except where else virtualization can be used? Besides servers.
Okay, your desktop, no problem. For instance, you want to have 3 different operating systems on your laptop, on your desktop. You can run virtualization, having all of them working simultaneously. Like VirtualBox, VMware Workstation, VMware Server. Okay, what else?
Virtualization created only for servers or?
No. It's not limited to server. When you say server, server is a role. It's not like saying server is different, something coming from another planet, something. Your telephone can be a server, no problem. Every time you provide a service, you are a server. It doesn't matter. It's your telephone, it's your laptop, it's your desktop, workstation, something. So if you have a server, you can run virtualization. If you have a desktop, you can run virtualization. Laptop, I don't know.
Maalesef para sorulmuş. Falan.
Сетевые бывают сетевые серверы, которые
Еще раз.
сетевые бывают сетевыми серверами.
System administration will be operating system administration and network system administration.
About system administration. System administration.
She's asking about you as system administrator. As a system administrator. What you are administering more? Network or systems?
All of them.
Oh, good question. I never explain myself as network administrator because I'm not certified, not graduated in that way. But I know a little bit of networking, and mostly I work with servers. Mostly. Servers, hardware. But I work with switches, routers, and so on. Mostly with servers.
Hardware and software.
Hardware and software.
And we start больше систем.
Можно вопрос на русском? Это на русском?
Баланта.
Где-нибудь используют виртуальный сервер?
Gücoba. Gücoba. Tojikiston? Hamid? غیر از تاجیکستان دیگر همه جا به استفاده میبرن. در تاجیکستان هم هست. سیت؟ He want to ask, have a virtual network?
Of course, no problem. You run QEMO, you run VirtualBox. Inside that, you run GNS3. You know what is GNS3? It's application. It's virtualization exactly for running network hardware like Cisco routers, I don't know, firewalls, security appliances, and so on. It's virtualization. It's called GNS3. You simply put the OS inside, you run it, you have switch, you have router, you have VPN, you have firewall, whatever you want. It's virtualization. And I can tell you, it's existing. Companies use it, but not so often. Maybe you will find 2 out of 10 companies which are using it. 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10. Because network virtualization is not a good solution. You should use physical hardware. For router, you should use router. For firewall. Virtualization is not good in that case.
قاطعیت موبایل خاطری VMware Workstation, VMware Play, and Citrix.
Which Citrix? Citrix is a company. It's
Yeah,
like
Citrix is
Microsoft.
difference between them.
Yeah, but when you say Citrix, you have to make it clear. You are talking about Citrix Zen app, Citrix Zen server, Citrix Zen. They're totally different, not same. That's why I should know about that. About Hyper-V and what else? VMware? VMware the same. When you say VMware, you should make it clear. VMware Workstation, which you download from Torrents TJ or something, or VMware ESXi or ESX or GSX, which you pay $2,000 for license, or VMware 7, which is free. Which one you are exactly talking about?
It's in already in
Okay, which version? This
How much
one
is it?
for Workstation. We are assuming you buy the license, okay? It doesn't matter. ESX, Workstation, something.
Workstation.
In Dream. You buy the license, okay. Workstation. Okay. Hyper-V, Workstation, what else? Citrix Zen server. Hyper-V is a virtualization environment which is created by Microsoft, especially for Microsoft operating systems. And you can run any other operating system inside that. You can run Unix, you can run Linux, you can run BSD something inside Microsoft Windows servers. But it's not good in some cases. Totally it's okay. If you have Windows Server box, you want to run Windows Server inside, it's good. But if you have Windows Server running Hyper-V and you want to run FreeBSD, it's bad. You should not. About difference between Hyper-V and VMware Workstation. VMware is more major, which major. VMware is more major. I can tell you it's third company who entered the virtualization industry and is still existing. There was some companies, but now they are gone.
تجربه بهتر است. منظورم همش تجربه
Virtual product enterprise manager. Virtual product.
که
VMware.
You want to ask?
VMware is around from 1996, I think. I was like this. I was going to school and my dad was working with VMware Workstation. It was, I don't know, several years ago.
بله VMware استیشن
It focused on virtualization, just on virtualization. One of the reasons, it's not good to say about Microsoft, okay. Because they will say you are open source extremists and you are talking about...
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Microsoft is multi-purpose company, different branches. They create telephones as well as applications, as well as gaming consoles like Xbox, creating tablets, creating mail server. Of course, I can tell you, I think it's the second IT company right now. No, first, of course, first. And they are not focused on virtualization. They do the virtualization alongside with other products. They have Microsoft Exchange, they have Microsoft Windows, and they have virtualization. It's like you are going to supermarket or you are going to exactly one shop which is selling, I don't know, cakes, bakery or confectionery or something. Of course, you can find cake in supermarket, but not with the same quality and same taste. If you need a good cake, you will go to somewhere who create the cake. You know, VMware is that place.
فرق اضافه اینه باشه بین شرکتی که مایکروسافت و VMware.
If you are going to pay for license, if you are going to get proprietary and commercial virtualization solution, I recommend you use VMware, not Hyper-V or something. But if you are running Windows Server, it's free for you. You can use Hyper-V inside your Windows Server. Okay, something else. It was...
I'm sorry, can you tell us negative sides of virtualization?
Yeah, of course I can tell you. How many negative points do you want to hear?
At least 3.
No.
Let's say
Negative side of virtualization. If you do it bad, if you do it in a wrong way, you will get less performance and less efficiency. One example. Do you remember that power grid, power stations, 4 power stations? Electricity. You have 4 servers virtualized, or you have 1 server virtualized. And your server has only 1 power supply, okay? 1 power cable. Your power supply fails, okay? What will happen?
All servers.
First problem about virtualization. Second one, I want to say good one, which is used day by day. For second one, security. It's good for security, but it's good. We cannot say a disadvantage because by default it will give more security to your business. It makes your job more complicated. It makes it harder for you because you have only 1 box and all OS are inside. So if you are administrator of that external box or host operating system, it will be harder for you because you have to monitor and see what is inside, how they are working and something. For, it's more complex. It's more complex.
So one thing, for all these virtual servers, you will have different administrator or one administrator?
It depends. Virtual server
issue of access.
Yeah, I will explain. For instance, one example of virtualization. I can tell you one example of virtualization. Tax company, right? Yeah. An administrator of tax company knows the tax.
Not those.
Tax. Okay?
Налог.
My friend is administrator there. He's server administrator. He used the virtualization. They have around 60 servers in, I don't know, 10 racks. And no, not just 60, but more. They have around, I don't know, 80 servers, 100 servers, something.
Single window, yeah?
Their server room is like 3 of this room. Here, next one after that. Okay, to make it short, he is the administrator of servers, okay? But when he created the operating system for programmers, for instance, she is working there as a programmer for creating financial applications. He creates the operating system, he gives her the access and say goodbye. This server is yours. I have nothing to do with it inside that server. Your server is ready. Now you can write application, you can publish your services and so on. So it's separated by roles, by fields, by spheres. If you are creating virtual server for financial department, it will go to finance department. If you are creating for HR, it will go to HR. It's like separate, split. Okay, what else?
А что в близкие виды чего сохраняется? В виде файла?
Да.